at this stage. We'll see whether the Crusaders can learn much. It was a terrible start the first half. They need a much better start here to the second. They've got to keep the ball in play for the kick firstly. Sounds simple, but they couldn't do it in the first half. And then they need to find some real intensity and control in the defence to see if they can contain this Leeds goal forward.
The Crusaders get us underway then, courtesy of the boot of Josh Hannay. And Leeds, with first use of the football, started the second half. Luke Burgess drives the ball forward on the first tackle. That's Paul McShane clapping his hands at dummy half. Diskin, the regular hooker here at Leeds for so long, suddenly feeling the heat of McShane. And don't forget Danny Medeiros when he is fit, the former New South Wales and Australian Test captain. There is competition for places all across the park for the champions this year. Not only from experienced players like that, by the way, but youngsters like Paul McShane and Callum Watkins, who have already shown up well here tonight. And you have to take your hat off to Leeds Rhinos. They are not afraid of blooding the youngsters at any stage of the season.
And it's a great advantage in regards to the fact that Brian McLennan and the club, they fully realise the importance, as we've seen from St Helens over the years, that they've got to give them the development, get the youth of the players, but they're not frightened to allow them to get onto it. We mentioned early in that first half, Callum Watkins, you know, that Brian McLennan would like to shield him and bring him on slowly. But with his performance and the passing that we saw in that first half, he's going to be knocking on the door pretty regular.
Yes, he is, and if you think about it, he could be anything, couldn't he, in this game? He really could. That's Mark Delacourt. Jace Van Dijk, quick hands, but maybe too quick hands. Oh, and there could have been a pull back there with a man without the ball. Let's see what the referee, Ben Thaler, thinks about that. Well, he allows it to go on. He allows the Crusaders to have the ball. No, he doesn't. He's going to put the scrum down with head and feed to Celtic, I think.
Yeah, I think we found that there's a hand, a Leeds player just got a hand to it. I think was it Maguire, does it? Yeah, just there. Well, he's deemed to have got the hand to it. He was under a lot of pressure from Jace Van Dijk.
Here we go. Stay on.
Well, there were players tackled all over the shop without the ball, weren't there, actually?
Doesn't matter, they've got it absolutely spot on. It's only early in the season, but Ben Thaler and the touch judge over on that far side, they've combined well.
And you just notice how quickly the Leeds plays. It must be a focus. As soon as the ball is played, they want to get up and hit the Celtic player almost on the gain line. There's a battle, isn't there, to fight against any ground lost here.
Matty Smith, yes, the Crusaders are having no room to breathe tonight.
Hold it. Go.
So different from the last couple of years when they swept through National League 2, when they made it to the National League 1 grand final.
Well, the difference is that the Crusaders realise that Leeds are not allowing them to get the space to weave the magic.
Lupton is caught in possession by the tackle from Luke Burgess.
He'd be disappointed, the coach, John Dixon. They really should have had someone out there saying, hey, come on, let me take charge, let me get the kick away.
We talked, by the way, about Sam Burgess. There's Peter Lupton, the man from Celtic Crusaders, who has seen a lot of rugby league in his time, London, Whitehaven, Hull and Castleford. But we mentioned Sam Burgess of the Bradford Bulls and how much England missed him in the World Cup. Here's a great break right now from Ian Kirk. And Ian Kirk tries to go round Tony Duggan. I'll come back to that point about Luke Burgess in a moment. As McShane finds Maguire, they go wide off the flick off the fingers from Lautiti. Ball back on the inside. Here is Sinfield. Here is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Ran down a cul-de-sac there.
Crusaders did well to get their men across quickly, but this looks as though it's going to be
huge. Well done, the Crusaders. Ball comes back though to McShane. Tries to stab the kick to the in-goal area.
Well, surely that was a hit a Leeds player. It should be offside, accidental offside.
Referee has blown the whistle. Kieran Watkins thinks he's in for a try, but he isn't.
It'll wipe the smile from his face, I'm afraid. And that'll be the turnover. It was on the last. Well spotted again. And
Callum Watkins is Watkins is still celebrating as we watch this.
not sure that was the last tackle. I'd like to, if we get a chance later, to go back and count the players through that set.
Wait there, wait!
Well, either way, it was definitely...
I thought it was fourth, third or fourth.
I'm thinking fourth, Eddie. I'll have a little bet on fourth.
Anyway, justice was done. Senior definitely was standing in an offside position.
Hold,
He went to put the scrum down, actually, and then decided that it was the last tackle, so he gave the turnover.
2! Hold it!
Pleasing, you know, for the coach, Brian McLennan, to see the likes of the break from Ian Kirk. We've got so much depth here of the Rhinos.
They have. And let's get back to that Burgess point. Sam Burgess, everyone's talking about. And they should also talk about Luke Burgess as well, because he's one of the finds of last year. He made 21 appearances, tries at St Helens and Wigan. And only 21 years of age, an outstanding prospect.
5!
We saw the inside pass there that became famous last year in the lower grades by John Dixon, the Celtic coach, but against Super League opposition, he's got to understand that the defence moves up on both sides, and the gaps do not appear as often as it did last year.
6 minutes, second half gone, as we were at half-time. McShane, dummy half, gets the ball away to Luke Burgess. Just over the halfway line.
Move! Go.
McShane again.
Keep it coming.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
4. And out! Go.
McShane to the captain, Sinfield. Sinfield just didn't give the pass away and then gave the ball away. Oh, and it's stolen in the tackle by Danny Maguire. That was pretty good from Maguire, considering it was Ryan O'Hara he robbed. Here is Ryan Hall. Oh, and Ryan Hall has dropped it now. It's a knock-on.
Yeah, it was knocked down by Josh Hannay. And I think you'll find that it should be Leeds. No, he's giving it the other way. Well,
He knocked the ball back.
this is a steal from Maguire. Did very well indeed. Well, surely that was a knock-on by Josh Hannay.
Well, the referee says he knocked the ball back, Josh Hannay, and he's ruled a loose carry against that fellow.
Well, the drums got into motion.
It's a loose carry, that.
Move, Callum! Go.
And then Brian McLennan, the Rhinos coach, will be making sure that the defence is solid here. He's worked a lot on this. Okay, they picked up the trophy last year. And is that a steal? No, it's a knock-on.
Good work by Ian Kirk, forcing the error. Leeds are going to get the feed at this scrum. More danger for Celtic Crusaders then. The 22nd different team in Super League since the competition started, by the way. Oh, hello.
One against the head. Yeah, it ricocheted out.
Move!
Well,
Play of the day from Neil Budworth, Eddie. In fact, could be play of the season there. We won't see that again.
here's Blackwood. What an escape for the Crusaders. This is.
That's amazing. Did well, didn't he, Mark Delacourt? Snapped up to it. You see the difference between the two outfits at the moment. Leeds very proficient, come up quickly. See there, Keith Senior right into the face as the Celtic player is receiving the football. But there'll be certain touches, there'll be certain positives that John Dixon, the Celtic coach, will be able to look at when he runs through the videotape of this.
Well, they'd be better for the run, there's no question of that. I mean, they haven't had a run since last September when they played in the National League Grand Final, and so many of their players only arrived this week, so give them credit. But that was a mistake by Duggan, and Senior has swooped on it. I'm not sure it was Duggan's mistake or the pass. Well, they've given the penalty away now.
Messing around early in the second half, indication that, yeah, not the best pass. Duggan had just gone a little bit before it, messing around to play the ball, which we didn't see much of in the first half.
Your man knocked ball out. Scrum just watch you later on. He did.
Golden opportunity now for Leeds. It's in many ways. This is where Brian McLennan will say, look, we can go through our set patterns, our different moves.
Interesting then, Kevin Sinfield was questioning the decision of the referee at the scrum when the Celtic Crusaders got the possession against the head, asking for a clarification of the ruling.
Well, he came out the wrong way. Simple as that. Went Celtic way.
Hold. Go.
I think the ref just wants to stay warm, and he thought play on.
Here's Jamie Jones Buchanan.
3. Clear. Go.
Luluai for Leeds.
4. Markers.
Kylie
Hold it.
Luluai, who
Go.
figured in the World Cup, of course, for Samoa.
Down. Down.
Sinfield, down he goes. Last tackle here.
Hold. Go.
McShane, Maguire
Okay.
to the corner, looking for Scott Donald. Oh, it's a mistake. It's a knock-on. The ball was run dead then by Tony Duggan, and it's a goal line dropout for Celtic Crusaders.
Well, not the best effort, was it, by Anthony Blackwood, the winger. This is the scrum. And the prop forward, Ryan O'Hara, turned the clock back donkey's years.
The biggest difference I can see between the two sides are the skill level. If you look at the Celtic Crusaders passing, the amount of times that players are having to reach back for the passes, I've lost count. But on the other side of the coin, the Leeds Rhinos passing is so accurate, it's right in front, and they're taking the ball right on the advantage line, and it's very, very skillful.
Shoulder. 2. Clear.
It's a bit of work for John Dixon to do, I think, over the next 9 months or so. But he will relish that opportunity. Sinfield, Maguire.
3. Move, Jace.
Scrambling defence from Jace Van Dijk.
Go.
That was Lauatiti. This is Jamie Jones Buchanan. He gets the ball away somehow to Heath Senior. Senior then to Luluai. Luluai trying to plunder a try. Gets it away brilliantly to Diskin. Good scrambling defence from the Crusaders, but you wonder how long they can survive before they concede another try. Here is Senior from Smith, and then he gives the ball away, and that was straight into the arms of Damien Quinn, and Quinn's pass begins the counter.
Well, good play by Quinn, but I'm not so sure that the fullback Tony Duggan was anticipating the offload. We're quite happy just to gain possession.
The Crusaders starting with this visit to the champions, which has been brought forward to accommodate the World Club Challenge against Manly on the 1st of March at Ellen Road. Next week, as we've already said, they're at Salford with us on Sky Sports. Their first home game, therefore, is in a fortnight's time, and Hull will be the visitors to the Brewery Field in Bridgend. The Welsh viewers, I'm sure, and the Welsh supporters will be looking forward to seeing Super League in the flesh.
No doubt about it. Danny Maguire, 2 men in the tackle.
Go.
Reefing the ball, so let's see what they can come up with. And ooh, he did well there, did Bryant, to take it, but it just shows you under a lot of pressure.
Knock-on, he's claiming
about.
the ball was stolen from him in a 2-on-1 tackle.
Justin Harris made the point that the quality of the passing not that very good. Bryant just having a look at the official, Ben Thaler, and said, well, surely there were 2 men there in the tackle. Shakes his head in disbelief.
No mistakes from the scrum that time. Here is Callum Watkins. Oh, well, he can try it, and he can do it 2 out of 1. But, well, he's brimming with confidence, this young man.
You can't blame the youngster either, mainly due to the fact that they know that they've got this game in the bag at 22-0.
And that's not really the ideal preparation when they're preparing for that game. 23 days from now, they want to take on Manly, and they want to put themselves in intense competition that lasts for 80 minutes, Eddie. A 22-0 advantage at half-time doesn't help them, but maybe they have to forget the scoreboard and stay in the moment, stay in the minute, and play with an intensity that they'll need to beat Manly.
Move. Go.
Yes, it will be a big night for Leeds and for Manly.
Clear. Hold it. Go.
Well, that's a little bit better. I'm just going to make the point that running from dummy half has been quite poor by the Welsh outfit.
Oh, nice movement. Van Dijk, he was looking for the winger wide. Dyer has got it, and Luke Dyer is going to score the first try for the Celtic Crusaders in the Engage Super League, and it was brilliantly executed down that right-hand side by Jace Van Dijk, and the kick down the line. Luke Dyer with the first try. That's a little bit of history that we've seen. The first try scored in the Elite Division by a team from South Wales, and Dyer is the man who has scored it, and it was well crafted as well. That shows you what the Crusaders can be capable of during this year.
We mentioned it through the first half that their ability to maybe opt for the kick rather than try to keep the ball out wide was going to be an option. Did a little run around. That was great positioning, wasn't it, by Luke Dyer, and it's caught the Leeds defence. Wasn't anticipating that. Neat little run around, and the skipper boot to ball. Dyer takes it in. History in the making, as Eddie has mentioned. Irrespective of the scoreline, the name Dyer.
And Luke Dyer played in the Hull Kingston Rovers' first ever game in the Super League 2 years ago, and he's here tonight in Celtic Crusaders' first ever game in the Super League, and boy has he made his mark. An opportunity here for Josh Hannay to put his name on the score sheet as well. This to make it 22 points to 6. Kevin Ellis watching there in the background alongside Ben Thaler as Hannay adds the extras. Dyer's try, Hannay's goal, leads the champions 22, Celtic Crusaders 6.
Well, we thought it was going to be Dyer straight, but I'm afraid it was Mr. Dyer, the winger, that has shocked this Rhinos outfit. Boy, he will remember that, and so will the captain, Jace Van Dijk. Neat little run around, put the kick through. Now then, as that poked the Rhinos in the eye, I think we might have get a little message out from Brian McLennan, their coach, and say, right, okay, we do not want to concede another try. As Phil Clark has been mentioning, the big game against Manly Warringah is coming up shortly. They want to prepare for it, and there's only one way you can do that, and that's really muscle up. And I think we'll see that now from Leeds in the next 10 minutes at least.
Well, they've conceded the penalty here to the Crusaders. Hang on in the tackle, holding down. So Crusaders will come again from the halfway line.
Shoulder. One. Move.
Matty Smith
Go on, Trey.
is dummy half.
Away. 2.
Strong
Clear.
run from Bryant.
Stand.
Smith again. Quinn, Delacourt, good hands, great hands. Here is Blackwood.
Good
Leeds having to defend.
Good combination again, and utilising the little dummy run around.
Go.
It's caught Leeds twice.
Smith down the side, blind side to Delacourt. All hands to the pumps. Ball eventually finds its way onto the touchline. No way through for Mark Delacourt.
Well, it's amazing what a try can do to lift your spirits, and he tried his damnedest, didn't he? The big centre is a big unit, Mark Delacourt.
Scott Donald had a little attempt at that, didn't he?
Did he get a touch to it before it hit the whitewash?
Not according to the referee.
There you go. Stay there. Out.
Now, can the Crusaders muscle up? Can they keep Leeds from getting at least 30 or 40 metres downfield? It'll be something of a positive if they can keep the Rhinos from getting over the halfway line.
Go. That's 2.
Something that they did with considerable ease in the first 40.
3. Clear.
That's got to be a penalty.
Lost that.
I think he was helped along its
No,
way.
he's lost it, and the referee had a look at the touch judge on this near side and gave the decision of knock on against Leeds Rhinos and Ian Kirk.
Is
A
there
bit
a
of movement, wasn't there, on the ground, definitely.
looks as though there was a hand in there. Is there?
in. Out.
Some interference from Matty Smith, but oh, good opportunity.
It is with Blackwood.
One. Move.
Will they take one
go.
drive and then they'll be looking for their skipper Van Dijk to control things?
Here is Quinn. Gets the ball away, and this is Lupton.
2. Clear.
Certainly put himself in a good
Hold.
position is Van Dijk.
Quinn again. Here is Van Dijk. Short ball, good pass as well to Chris Beasley.
3. And out.
It's his 4th season at the Crusaders. Beasley, who plays the ball there to Budworth. Here is Van Dijk. Good ball. Duggan. And Duggan is held up
Ball 3, Lee.
by Hall and Maguire. This is a good spell for the team from South Wales. Van Dijk. Quinn. Here again comes Hannay. Bounces off one tackle, gives it back to his captain. He fires the pass to Lupton. And Lupton breaking through 1 or 2
5.
weak challenges. That's the last one.
5.
Surely the kick to the corner.
Budworth finds Van Dijk.
Okay.
A dab through off the post into the arms of Lee Smith, who carries the ball over the dead ball line. And it's going to be a goal line dropout by the champions.
Well, it's the longest pressure that the Welsh outfit have produced throughout this game, and John Dixon will feel very, very proud about it. And he's getting more involved in this game, isn't he? Jace Van Dijk. To be fair to them, their preparation for this game has not been excellent. In fact, we've just found out that they only had really one good training session because of the bad weather throughout this week.
Good run, good bump and barge, good offload. Here they come again in the shape of Adam Peake. There's Budworth waiting at dummy half. They're back on the Leeds 20-metre line here. This is Quinn. Quinn gets it to Lupton. Good feet from Lupton. Goes wide. Oh, Blackwood couldn't pick it up. But Lee Smith has gone into touch, but I think they'll play the first knock on.
Well, they've just gone to sleep slightly, I'm afraid, of Leeds. We've been given the credit to this centre Callum Watkins with ball in hand, but I'm afraid his positional sense and attempt in defence there wasn't all that good.
Sit there. Heads in.
I'd say, Mike, that it's probably the hardest position in the game of league to defend as a centre. You're sort of exposed, you've got a winger outside you, have to make decisions because you're looking in field to see where the ball is. You've also got to look then where the defender, your man responsible in front of you is. And a little bit like defending as a centre half in football, the ball comes across quickly, you've got to be in the right position. If you're slightly outplaced, you'll be exposed and it look awfully embarrassing. But Callum, I suppose Watkins just needs to learn and develop that skill over time.
Almost 15,000 inside Headingley tonight on this bitterly cold night to see Celtic Crusaders debut in the Super League. And they've done well here, this set of 6. They've restricted Leeds to their own 40-metre zone after 5 tackles. Watch out for the kick here from Maguire. There it is. Blackwood is after this. Blackwood will pick it up and begin the counter-attack. It's a good run from him too. It was a very good job that Carl Ablett got his hands on his shorts and wouldn't let go.
Wasn't the best chase either by the Leeds outfit.
2. Give it,
A little bit of a shake-up. You would have thought that when Dyer scored the try, that would have been sufficient.
3. Release.
Well, we saw in the first half the ability of the hooker Matt Diskin took control out there. He certainly became the man that engineered most things, and maybe Brian McLennan will be served well to say, hey, come on, Diskin, start taking control when we get possession. Take control of this.
Van Dijk with the kick downfield. Not the best. Straight into the arms of Ryan Hall. We've played 24 minutes of this second half. It was 22-0 to the champions at the break. Celtic Crusaders, therefore, lead the second half 6-0. Said in the studio at half-time, Justin, that John Dixon would have said, look, forget about the first 40, let's go out and win the second half. They are doing so far.
They are doing very, very well, and perhaps we're a little bit too early to judge them because they seem to be growing in confidence. And I know Steve was talking about the bad preparation they've had leading into this game, and they've been out there now 60 minutes really going in confidence and causing Leeds some problems, and Leeds at the moment haven't got the answers to come back at them just yet.
Well, Ali Lauatiti is tackled on tackle number 5. This is the last one.
Go.
What has Danny Maguire got in the kicking department here? Well, it's a high-hanging kick looking for Scott Donald. Donald has knocked it forward. That would be a tap on the 20-metre line to restart. Donald claiming that he was taken out in the air. Has he got a case? Blackwood got a hand to him.
Well, it's pretty difficult to decide whether Blackwood was actually attempting to go for the ball as well.
One, clear!
There's some sort of victory as well. This is the...
Go.
They're contesting the ball.
Yeah, it's hard to decide. But it'd be some sort of victory, you know, for the Crusaders if
Go.
with this next set they can get to the halfway line.
Markers! Move!
That's what they've got to build upon all the way through this season. Look how quick Leeds get out of the blocks, though. Jamie Peacock right into their faces.
Now! Move, guys! Stand.
Budworth, Van Dijk, good hands. Good defence from Leeds. Peacock leading from the front as ever. Van Dijk dabs the ball over the top. In fact, it's more than a dab, it's going to run dead. No, it doesn't. My word, what a kick. What a kick. And that's a great chase. Lee Smith took the gamble. I'm afraid instead of coming up 3 bells, he came up lemon, bell, cherry.
Did it hit the whitewash? I'm not right sure.
No, it didn't, but
I'm not so sure, Eddie.
his foot's on the line there. Just his toe is just on the line.
Just, yes.
Well, it's the 3rd time they've managed to force a goal line dropout. Plenty of practice for the Leeds Rhinos anyway here, defending their own try line.
Good drive forward by Bryant again. And Yestin's right, they are growing in confidence, the Celtic Crusaders. The longer this game goes on in the second half, and the longer they are frustrating Leeds.
And they're not frightened to put up these set moves, especially in and around that play the ball area. One goes one way and then the quick inside pass.
Budworth now, Van Dijk, so important to the Crusaders. Ooh, that could have been a flop.
Come on!
That could have easily been a flop from Jamie Peacock. That is Quinn, and here is Delacourt. Good defence from Leeds here.
You can also see quite clearly, mainly due to the fact that the lack of Super League experience. You see, Celtic Crusaders hardly using any dummy runners at all. The
Forward pass, says the referee this time.
But it's been a good showing from them, hasn't it, in this second half.
There's the knock on.
That one, thank you.
Fingertip there by Mark Bryant was sufficient.
Stay on.
Well, it's a very, very subdued
Out.
Headingley crowd at the moment. Oh, not the best pass.
Alan Watkins going nowhere, handed down by
Hold.
Blackwood. Tell you what, Justin, this has been a tremendous second half from the Crusaders, hasn't it?
It's been a very good second half, yeah, and I think what the Celtic Crusaders are, when they get territory, they're very dangerous in them attacking areas. Where they probably struggle is coming out of their own end and trying to get off their own line. And what Leeds did well in the first half, they created the territory game. They were winning that and making it extremely difficult for the Celtic Crusaders.
Great break here from Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Maguire's on his shoulder. Maguire calling for it and gets it. And Maguire, oh, an ankle tackle was so important. And there are players in red down in back play. They're struggling with cramp. I think Maguire is as well. Here now is Sinfield. Sinfield, oh! Almost an interception. Lee Smith was waiting for it. Damien Quinn almost got to it. It's a knock on.
It was a very loose pass as well, and Quinn read it well.
Yeah, I can't move.
He just couldn't grab it in.
What's so impressive about this, Eddie, is most sides that play against Leeds, when the line has been penetrated, they concede 6 points. Look at the scramble, look at the effort, and the pace amongst the Crusaders is sufficient to get back and prevent a try. Okay, maybe momentary here with a scrum to the Leeds feed, but it's good that they can contain that sort of a break.
And as a result of that ankle tap, the referee wants this fight at the scrum to break up. Something's gone on in there.
Well, I fully anticipated in the opening 10 minutes of the game.
I don't think Jamie Peacock's terribly happy with something that's gone on. I was going to make the point about Danny Maguire. Looks like he might have picked up an injury when he was ankle tapped. The referee is telling Jamie Peacock he has seen what he is so disgruntled about. He's still carrying on the argument, Jamie Peacock. Something has upset him. There's no question about that.
Well, it looks as though it's going to be one real big stoush, wasn't it?
Something going on. Oh, it's out. Peak.
Certainly got a few in. There's not many handbags amongst that lot.
So penalty went to Leeds. Who was going in?
Now,
was
it a punch?
Jamie Peacock is no lover of Australians, we know that, but my word.
Well, he's British. Why should he?
Something upset him.
10 minutes.
I think it was more of a push from Adam Peake. He's got 10 minutes.
Adam Peake's in the bin.
Well, surely Peacock will get one for retaliation, will he? Maybe not. Usually the aggressor gets 10 and retaliator normally joins him.
Yes, he's going as well.
I've got to do that.
I think from the replay, it was more of a sort of a loose push. This is it here. Well, it doesn't look to be...
Nothing in there.
No, it was just more of a push from Adam Peake, and then Peacock cocked the gun, and it ignited.
Well, they're both down to 12 men. Leeds, and it's an interception! And it is the try scorer from earlier, Luke Dyer.
Knew he didn't have the legs, he did very well there. Well, the Celtic players are going down like 9 pins. That's going to be a penalty, surely. Now, TT all over them. He's getting a little bit ragged. Getting a little bit tasty, too. Now, the one thing Brian McLennan has to get the message out and say, come on, we can't be sucked into this. We don't want an arm wrestle. We've got too much talent out there.
Luke Burgess is making an exit as Duggan drives it forward, tackled by Diskin.
He's brave, isn't he, Tony Duggan? That's the major reason why he scored so many tries over the last 3 years with his outfit.
Great run from Quinn, great ball from Quinn. Budworth hangs on. Tell you what, they've looked at different sides since Quinn's been on the field. Up it goes from Van Dijk under pressure from Luluai. That's hanging in the air. It's collected on his own line by Ryan Hall, and Ryan Hall will begin this race from one end of the field to the other. Van Dijk is coming across to try and bring him down, and Van Dijk gets to him and effects the tackle.
He's in two minds, wasn't he, Ryan Hall?
I think Jace Van Dijk was as well, but he got there in the end. Here is Luluai.
Oh, they're putting it about now. Maguire shouting, let's get the link working.
Here is Maguire, here is Sinfield. Now it's Lauatiti, who gets away from Delacourt. Over the top it goes to Callum Watkins. Watkins. Ball goes back, this is Ablett. Ablett! Carl Ablett! Double movement. He reached out and he placed the ball over the line, and the referee right on the spot said that is a double movement. The tackle was completed and you cannot do that.
Tackle complete.
He lost control. Did he get him?
His arm's on the deck anyway.
Yeah.
He doesn't make the line anyway.
Just a bit short. Well, I must say, very scrappy from the Rhinos so far.
Let's get down to Bill. There might be some injury news from the Leeds Rhinos. Bill.
Eddie, a second half that was really drifting along certainly for half an hour has just suddenly come to life. Had that brouhaha between Peake and Peacock, who are simmering on the sideline still. And then Luke Burgess, maybe fired up by that, went thundering in, looking for a big hit, made a complete mess of it, mistimed it, and he came out second best. In fact, he was all over the place. He was a real mess. He was taken off the field. I think he's gone straight to the dressing room, still trying to figure out what round of the competition we're in.
Well, he's now emerged just behind you, Bill, and well, it looks like he's had the smelling salts. He's also got Jamie Peacock right there with him, prowling around as well. Well, there's a smile on Peacock's face.
Out!
Yes, he lost his bearings, didn't he, Luke Burgess?
Went in awkward, lazy arm, and that Did him no good. Well, it'll be interesting to see whether the Rhinos can show their prowess, shake off the arm wrestle, get back into playing what they're paid to do, rugby league football.
It's Sinfield, lumps over the top and finds Maguire, goes inside, Dyer finds Senior, and Keith Senior. Well, the referee hasn't given it because there were some appeals for an obstruction in back play from the Crusaders.
Well, Luke Dyer was screaming at the official. He thought that there was definitely a shepherd there. Has the ball been offloaded? Now then. Well, you really can't say that Lee Smith was involved in a shepherd in any way. You can't stop him from running into the melee. I think you'll find that Dyer did an Academy Award, as far as I'm concerned. Well, we had one chalked off in the first half. Map, no try. Will this be no try?
I'd award a try, Eddie. I think it's a missed tackle here by the Crusaders.
Well,
He's gone for the wrong man, who was right in the middle of it, and then the ball carrier has taken a step back, hasn't he?
Well, it was virtually exactly the same thing as what occurred when Map was given the no try. It was an obstruction then I suppose in many ways Dyer would get, but I suppose I'm with Phil Clark. I think this will be a TRY. No, he's well.
Right there. Right there.
Penalty kick to the defence, so it was obstruction.
Right there, mate.
Senior's try is chalked off.
To be fair,
played way back in 1996 in the very first Super League match, Paris Saint-Germain against the Sheffield Eagles.
Wait! Go!
The night when the Paris side won on the opening night against Keith Senior's Eagles. And here he is now, still battling on in the 14th season of the Super League. So we're inside the last 5 minutes, and Celtic Crusaders still lead this second half 6-0, but they trail in the match 22 points to 6. Respectability would have been the key word for John Dixon at half-time yesterday, I think, and I think they've got a bit of respectability from this second half, the Crusaders.
They haven't, and John Dixon's a very calm coach. He's very calculating in what he says, and he'd have calmed them down at half-time and said, look, you know, we've just not been prepared for this game. We've lost our way in the first half, but what they've done very well is come out this second half, they've competed, they've completed the sets, the kicking game has been a lot better, and they've really caused problems with this Leeds Rhinos side, and I think it's a full credit to them.
Ablett, he gets the ball away to Callum Watkins. Watkins then gives it infield. And if he's not careful here, Lee Smith could have been dragged into touch. Plays the ball then to Donald. Ablett to Diskin.
well, it's so influential, wasn't the hooker Matt Diskin in the first half? You just get the impression he's sort of winding down.
He's seen it. Oh, he's gone without that. And here's a chance for Luke Dyer again. Surrounded, though, by this new-look Leeds jersey.
He's played well, though, hasn't he, Luke Dyer? Not only in attack, but also in defence, put himself around.
Well, Leeds will be glad for the run and glad for the game in the build-up to the Manly match on March the 1st. And the same will be said for the Crusaders, and after this second half performance they'll take a lot of heart into the meeting next weekend against Salford City Reds. Matty Smith, and here is Quinn again.
It'll be interesting to see what Leeds coach Brian McLennan says after this performance in the second half. He'd probably say it was just scrappy. They seem to lose their way somewhat. Pretty difficult when you've got a commanding lead at half-time, but
I think he would have wanted a bit more from his team in the second quarter,
they engaged, so that's got to be a penalty. Well, surely there was more than one man on there when Lartiti released that. That's a high shot.
It is high. That was high from Bryant.
And he apologises straight away, probably saved himself a stint in the sin bin.
credit Danny Allen, the young man. He gets to his feet very quickly.
Yeah. Well, it was a golden opportunity, wasn't it, Brian McLennan? He said that give the opportunity for the young guys like this fella. And he's worked hard as Mark Bryant. We said at half-time that, you know, Dixon will be looking for something positive out of this second 40. Well, he's certainly got that, and it would be somewhat of a shame if they allowed a try to go in, but the fans here, they want something from the Rhinos.
Yes, this is Luluai. 9 new signings for John Dixon. Most of them only got here on Monday of this week, and they haven't played for months. This is Lee Smith. He's got 2 tries to his credit already. Lee Smith looking for the hat-trick. He's got about a minute left to try and get it. Diskin to Maguire. Hannay gets off Maguire eventually. Sinfield. Infield it goes to Ablett. Ablett will play the ball to Diskin. Oh, there's a hole opened up for Diskin here. Are they in, the Leeds Rhinos? No, that scrambling defence comes to the fore for the Crusaders again. Last tackle here. Diskin, big man. Ablett will score. Right on the line. Referee, I think, was unsighted. He couldn't see it. Just wants Richard Silverwood to check. I think we'll find this gets the green light.
It's an amazing effort from him, isn't it? He got his body positioning so low, went to the point of contact, and then the skill of the grip on the ball is the determining factor. Look, complete control with just one hand, reaches out. This time, it is on the line, and this time, it will be 4 points.
Great try from Ablett, that. Great effort. They wanted to end with something to cheer, and they have managed that, courtesy of Carl Ablett. Playing loose forward tonight. He'd been centre in the last 8 of 2008. And, well, this at least will level up the scores in the second half.
Well, Ablett's long-term future is certainly in the back row of a scrum, and he's played that position here tonight. Tighter defensively, improved as the year's gone on. I think we'll still see him peak in 2 or 3 years' time. He's shown, though, the great quality of any rugby league player. If you can get close to the line and get the ball over it, that's basically what the game's all about.
They were 18 seconds away from keeping Leeds Rhinos, the champions of the Engage Super League, scoreless in the second half. As it is, Lee Smith 2 tries in the first half. And the efforts from Donald and Hall and that one from Ablett right on the bell give the champions a winning start to the 2009 campaign, 28 points to 6. It was a pretty woeful first 40 minutes from the Crusaders. They started enthusiastically, but they just couldn't hang on to the shirt tails of the Leeds Rhinos, who ran in 4 tries. They were 22-0 at half-time and cruising. But then John Dixon got hold of his team and certainly said something that turned them round in the second half. They got the try from Luke Dyer, and in the end, as I say, they were 18 seconds away from keeping the champions scoreless in the last 40 minutes, and they will take heart from that, Phil.
Well, successful teams are built on strong character, and they've shown a character in the second half of this game, one in which I think will stand them in good stead for the season. We've also seen some great attack from them. On several occasions, they penetrated the Leeds defensive line, didn't score on every one, but they've shown that they'll move the ball wide, they'll entertain us this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Crusaders play in 2009.
Well, Lee Smith has been judged by Steve-O as the man of the match, and so he wins the Engage Mutual Charity Man of the Match in association with Sky Sports. First one of 2009. Bill, it's all yours.
Lee, congratulations. There you go. There's the fizz. I should imagine you probably want something a bit warmer after a night like this. What was the story of that game? We got off to a flying start. Do you think you took your foot off the gas?
We did. We got off to a flyer, but you know, full credit to Celtic. They come out as well in that second half, and you know, we struggled to go forward. But some good signs there, and it's a start for us.
Well, it's always good to get the first game under your belt, get the first win under your belt.
Of course it is, yeah, and we'll just kick on to next week now, and then look forward to that big in a few weeks.
Always good to get a couple of tries under your belt as well.
Yeah, it is. You know, we'll take them, but you know, the team matters more.
I think people will look at this maybe and think there's players to come in, Danny Badiris, Greg Eastwood, Rob Burrow to come back as well. There's obviously more to come from the Rhinos.
Yeah, there is more to come. There's always going to be more to come. But I thought it were a good game, for his first hit out. Tough test. Celtic come up well, and full credit to them. They've only been together for a few days, but they've done real well.
Well done. As part of your Engaged Mutual Charity Man of the Match, you also get £100 to give to a charity of your choice. Where's that going to go? Willie
Poaching just told me, but I forgot the name of him. It's a kids' cancer unit up at St James's Hospital in Leeds. I'll find the name of it, but we go up there a lot, and it's just to them.
Well, we'll make sure it gets there. Well done tonight, Lee.
Yes, thank you. See you.
And let's bring in the Crusaders captain, Jace Van Dijk. And Jace, so nearly winning that second half, just for that last second try denying you. You must be proud with the way the side came back.
Yeah, I thought we hung in very well there, 22-0 at half-time. A lot of sides have turned it up against Leeds, but we sort of dug in the second half. They got a late try at the end, but it was an encouraging start for us, I think.
You must think what it might have been if you'd had a chance to have a warm-up game, given that this was your first hit out and yourself coming off the plane last weekend.
Yeah, it was a short turnaround and no warm-up game, but most of us are all professional and can handle that, so we're reasonably happy with the way we went.
Yes, and what do you think you can take from this game? There's got to be more to come from the Crusaders.
Yeah, I think we'd take a fair few positives out of that game. Obviously, we're going to take a little bit longer to gel the tackle-wise, considering that was our first game. But I thought defensively we really hung in there. They put a few dints in us. We regrouped our line and thought we hung in well.
Looking forward to a renewing rivalry with Salford next weekend.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a rivalry there going, so it'll be a good game next Friday.
See you next weekend. Thanks.
Bye.